Yes, sir. Christ 17 TV back upside your head. Now, today, I wanted to bring back some old school MLB that we don't know about. A lot of folks younger than me never had a chance. The Montreal Expos, okay? Formerly, well, now known as the Washington Nationals, okay? But the Expos team, when I grew up, was pretty dope, okay? They had some good players. So what I'm doing today, I'm gonna give you my top five Montreal Expos of all time. They played in Montreal, Canada. They were the first team to get a team outside the United States of America before the Blue Jays. Now, these guys played from 1969 to 204 to 2004, and then they became the Montreal Expos became Washington Nationals, which I think sucks, and I really hope next expansion time, if they're gonna do Las fucking Vegas with the A's, or if not, we need to get Montreal a team. That'll be really good. I would love to see Montreal with a team. That'll be nice. So let me tell you this: my top five Montreal Expos of all time. Number one, no, no, no. Matter of fact, I'm starting from five. I'm gonna go five down. Okay, five, four, three, two, one. So my first one will have to be Vladimir Guerrero, one of the most exciting players I got to see during my childhood too, and I'm gonna do a thing on him too. 8 years there, okay, and that motherfucker was something else. You talking about a guy who can hit the ball that was at his shoelaces and golf the shit to the upper deck? That was him. You talking about a guy with an arm who could throw you out from the warning track at second or third base? That was him. You talking about a guy who can hit 30 and steal 30 bags? That was him. Amazing ball player. And he went on to win the MVP right after he left the Expos the following year with the Angels. I don't know if they were still the California Angels or were they the fucking Anaheim yet. I'm not sure. We're going to go number four. One of the Expos all-time great. He played the hot corner. He was an all-star. He was a hell of a player, and he doesn't get enough, shine. I'm gonna give him shine. He played the hot corner at third base. Tim Wallach. That son of a bitch could pick the ball like no other at third, and on that turf, that ball was coming so fast because they played in turf, Olympic Stadium. And I'm telling you, when you hit a hard ground ball, that motherfucker was right because the turf, no grass. So watching him field them balls right down the line, in the hole, getting up and throwing it from one knee. The kid was amazing, a hell of a ball player, third baseman that is very underrated and not talked about enough. We're going to go to number three. And we're going to go with the Hawk, Andre Dawson. A lot of people remember him for his years with the Chicago Cubs, but he came from the Expos and played 11 years with Montreal and had some monster years down there, but he didn't win the MVP till he went to the Chicago Cubs the first year, and that's when he won the MVP on a last place team and hit 49 bombs and drove in about 130. It's a fucking outstanding year that guy had. 11 years, the Hawk was something else, and that was the young Hawk in like the 70s. Bad motherfucker. Bad fucking man. So, we know who the Hawk is. Now, we're going to go to another guy who's more famous for being on a different team, but we're going to have to go with the kid. Gary motherfucking Carter, the catcher. One of the best catchers I ever seen to play this fucking game of baseball, period. And when he was with the Montreal Expos, he was a factor. A power hitter. He'll throw you out second, third. The guy knows how to call a fucking ball game. The pitchers there were very happy to have him and lucky to have him as a guy who knows how to call a fucking game. No punk at all, ready to fight at all times, but he's mostly known for being with the New York Mets and on that 86 Mets team, the Miracle Mets that won the World Series with all kind of crazy games, crazy series, and they found a way to win it, and Gary Carter was a big part of that team. But before he was a Met, he was a Montreal motherfucking Expo, and he was a hell of an Expo, and that's my number 2 guy. So now we're going to go, so we got Vladimir Guerrero 5, we got Tim Wallach 4, we got Andre the Hawk Dawson at 3, we got Gary the Kid Carter at 2. Now, who's number 1 on this Montreal Expos top 5 of Christ 17 TV? Well, when I think Montreal fucking Expos, the first guy that comes to my mind is Tim the Rock Raines. Tim Raines was a ball player who was underrated. The guy will steal a base, throw you out, hit for a high average, hit a home run, doubles, triples, outfield. Man, this guy was amazing. Tim Raines was one of the best all-around ball players I ever seen play this damn game of baseball. And yes, he played for the Expos for 13 years. That was their rock. And his nickname was The Rock, Tim The Rock Raines, and he was one of the... Man, if you didn't get a chance to watch Tim Raines play, you missed out on a hell of a ball player to watch. This guy was exciting in every asset of the game. From batting to fielding to running to everything you can give, the guy gave it, and he gave it his all, and it was a pleasure to watch him play and all these guys on this list. So, this is my top 5 Montreal Expos team of all time. They played from 1969 to 2004. Then they took them from Montreal and made them the Washington Nationals, which I thought was horrible. And we still need to bring a team back to Montreal. Just like the NBA needs to bring back Seattle Supersonics, baseball needs to bring back the Montreal Expos. And let me say this, one of the coolest looking jerseys of all time. I don't care what nobody says. One of the coolest jerseys of all fucking time. And if you don't agree, then you don't know shit. I'm sorry. Everybody has their own opinion, but mine was beautiful. And they were the first baseball team to get a team outside of USA. So with that being said, these are my top 5 Montreal Expos of all time. Top tier players. Best at every position, damn near. And with that being said, you can hit that like, you can hit that subscribe. It won't cost you a dime. And like I tell you every time, about this time, they need to give Montreal back their team. They need to give back the Expos and put them in Montreal and give them fans, not just the Blue Jays, but give them back the Expos. They got 1, they had 2. Give them back the Expos. Next expansion come, we want an Expos team. So with that being said, Christ 17 TV with my top 5 Montreal Expos of all time, and I will definitely catch you guys on the flip side.